Hello guys, let's talk about things you don't want to disclose to your Ukraine woman. I'm Alexandra, the matchmaker at adamandeva.com matchmaking agency. Why we tell stupid truth to our beloved? Normal thing, you want to be honest with your Ukraine girl. And you want to give your secrets out so you feel inside you are honest. Sound fair enough. But often you tell things to your Ukraine women, I see it every date you do it, which break your possible relationships. Let's see what is that something you should never tell to your future Ukraine wife. Yesterday, 2 women refused to meet gentlemen because he tells stupid things. What is that when we tell things which do us a disservice? We disclose ourselves in an inconsiderate way. Sloppy self-disclosure is not the same as opening your soul, not the same as being honest. But just because you think, especially in the beginning of your relationships, that a sign of spiritual closeness is absence of secrets between you, we may lose fantastic relationships. Why? Because the truth about marriage is here. Not all the things from your past should be told to your future spouse. When you think, if I must share this or that with my Ukraine woman, please think, do you want to hide something? Or you want to avoid sloppy self-disclosure, misunderstanding and breaking love. But please be honest with yourself. Why do people want to disclose bad things about their past and about themselves? I'm giving you just a couple of reasons. Most likely that's why my customers normally do it. Emotional immaturity. I rather give her this watermelon to carry, so I don't carry it anymore. Means I'm no longer responsible. Wrong way to go. Another reason, they think they rather don't have secrets that one day become obvious and may break relationships. This often also sounds fair enough. Another often problem and wrong thinking that keeping secrets from your closest people is bad, while these may not be secrets but just your mistakes of the past which you are aware now and which changed your mind and you don't do it anymore. Sloppy self-disclosure is the opposite to emotional hygiene and emotional maturity. When you want to leave this something on another person, so one deals with that and qualifies this accordingly, you do what we call in Russian by the saying, your time now to walk and carry my watermelon. However, this is bright evidence of emotional immaturity and emotional irresponsibility. We obviously want to take off the luggage of the past, but our beloved is not a garbage bin to keep dirty stuff, and she is not your priest to whom you came for a confession, right? When you are emotionally responsible, when you don't create secrets from your beloved, at the same time, when you know that having secrets is a norm for a normal human being, you don't hide bad things you do regularly because you are honest. At the same time, you don't disclose your once made wrong experience because you know you no longer do that anymore. You may admit you have your things in the past you don't want to admit you did because it was ugly. At the same time, you understand that your hosts of the past torture you just because you think of them as hosts. While you can treat them as withered, fallen yellow leaves, which no longer will become a part of the tree anymore. You may treat your dark spots of the past as something that was here and is no longer alive and is not applicable to your present life. These dead, fallen, dry leaves will be swept up by the janitor and sent to the landfill. They are no longer parts of the tree. I'll never be there. This attitude is prudent and mature and emotionally responsible. You don't want to guess whether your beloved and your relationship will survive after a shocking news from your past. Emotionally responsible man is the one who takes care of the emotional condition and well-being of his beloved woman and later children too. Please ponder on that before you make irreplaceable mistake and disclose yourself stupidly. Can I have my own private space, or she will treat it as a secret? This is emotionally mature, responsible, and assertive to protect your private space even from your beloved. When you get married, you don't unite into one human. You remain two separate humans who made a knowingly decision to unite into one family. You are one family, but just like you lock the door when you go to the restroom, even from your beloved. In the same manner, you protect your personal privacy to extent you find comfortable. Needless to say that the measure of those privacy field you will discuss before you become a couple. Your measures of personal privacy and what exactly you prefer not to disclose must be okay for your beloved. So there is no doubt and no jealousy. Would you agree with that? Here are things you don't want her to know. First thing, that you write and talk to many women, because you will automatically become a serial data for her. That's why you don't tell this to her. Another thing, that you plan to meet several women live when you travel to meet her. For the same reason, you don't disclose that. The third thing, you don't tell her that you had doubts if she may be a scammer, because everyone thinks it's obvious from the first sight that one is a crystal pure person. She doesn't want you to think she was a scammer. Another thing, you don't tell her that you don't like some specific things in her look. Because if you choose her, it's fair of her to expect she's your Miss Perfection, right? You don't tell her that your ex-wife, if you had one, was the most evil dragon on earth. Because it was your ex-wife and not your neighbor one. So there was something about you that kept you together before you left her. You don't want to tell her that you have lived for 30 or whatever years with your wife who completely disrespected you and treated you poorly. You don't want to know your future wife to know that, because you show her that you had you had too much destructive passion, and you don't want Ukrainian woman, your future wife, to know that. You don't tell her that you have been with the prostitutes. Well, you are a man, and sometimes it may be better than entering relationships with normal woman to satisfy your physical needs, while that normal woman may want to have a normal family and you just helped yourself. But you don't want to tell her about prostitutes. You don't want her to know that you raised a hand on your ex-wife when you once were drunk. Don't tell that if you're aware it was awful and you will not do it anymore. However, if this is something you do all the time, please tell about that to your Ukrainian girl as soon as you can. Be honest and fair. You don't want to tell her about your non-traditional sexual experience, whatever it was, or the one she should not be approve of off. Definitely, if this is something awful and you have doubts if she will approve of that, you don't tell her these strange things. Ukrainian women are traditional women. This is something you probably already know. You don't want to tell her from the start that you want to sign a prenuptial agreement, because Ukrainian women don't know much about that. And because it's anyway too early to talk about that before you know she's a great candidate for you. You don't want to tell her that you are a loyal person when you are in love, because this may provoke her to try her limits of your patience, tolerance, and later to climb on your neck and dangle her legs. You don't want to share with her any experience you have been through, no matter on purpose or occasionally, if it's socially unacceptable and reprehensible. To share such experience with your Ukrainian girlfriend, you must carefully consider why you want to do that, why you want to tell about that, and what are advantages and disadvantages of her finding that out. If this experience is not something you did more than once, or you do it on a regular basis, then yes, you must share that with her if you plan to repeat it again. If not, watch out for your emotional hygiene. I put these things which come on my mind as I'm writing this now, this text for this video, and if I get more, I will make another video about that. I hope this will help you to speak to your future Ukrainian wife consciously, thinking what you tell her, why, and for what reason you tell this. I don't want any more dates when you say something stupid. You are smart and wonderful gentleman, and you deserve to be happy with the best Ukrainian women. Love you and bye-bye.